we are going to open in a different place than usual. We're going to open in a police interrogation room with Edgar sat across from two detectives in a small room with one small table. He's wearing an orange jumpsuit. His hands are unbound, and in front of him is a McDonald's cheeseburger, large fries, one of those McDonald's apple pies, and a vanilla milkshake. The first detective, this gentleman over here, begins to talk. He says, "Thank you for agreeing to cooperate with us in our investigation, Mr. Torres. For the record, can you confirm exactly what happened to you on the day you were picked up by police just outside of Burleigh County, North Dakota?" He pushes forward a little recording device. And Edgar looks up, kind of wiping the corner of his mouth, and he says, "Right, so my buddy Trent, he's the guy that went missing, right? He told me he was, forced to hijack this bus that me and all the other prisoners were on, which was weird, and that he was supposed to release us all into the public or something, and him and this old guy were gonna get killed." And he then inelegantly stuffs his mouth full of French fries, and the two detectives just kind of turn to each other. The second detective, please no. The second detective, the local detective, turns toward Edgar and says, "Well, Trent Smith is confirmed to have been missing, along with his brother, Brent Smith, from their hometown of Detroit, Michigan, as reported by Brent's wife, Jacqueline. Yikes.
Me?
Trent's wife,
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline? He's like
Jacqueline?
sweating.
Jacqueline?
Yeah, Jacqueline.
Listen, I can't read names ever for the life of
It's
me.
okay.
I'm never gonna be okay.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline? I'm like, does it have a French sound coming off the tongue?
I wasn't even picking up on what you were saying, so I couldn't even jump in.
He's a detective.
He continues, and he says, "So, Trent was last seen in Wayne County Jail, where he was being held for public indecency when his bond was posted by apparently an undeclared third party. He's not been seen since." The first detective looks at Edgar and asks, "The older man, can you describe him to me?" Edgar takes a very long, kind of futile sip from his very thick milkshake, and eventually gives up on the endeavor and looks up and says, "Yeah, you know that guy from Popeye's Chicken, the old man?" The local detective says, "I think you're certainly thinking of KFC." Edgar says, yeah, KFC, yeah. He looks like him, Popeye." The first detective kind of adjusts his tie and says, "Just please describe him to us, as if we don't know who that character is, sir." Yeah, okay, let's see. He was old, kind of big, white hair, in the shape of a ice cream cone, glasses, talks like, Foghorn Leghorn from Bugs Bunny. The second detective says, "We will confirm across the National Missing Persons database for someone who matches that description." And the first, "I think we already have a lead. CCTV footage captured from a nearby liquor store. He appears to match a lawyer from Kentucky who went missing around the same time as Smith's." The local detective asks, "And what else did Mr. Smith tell you? Did he say where he was being held or by whom?" Edgar takes another big bite, and while he's chewing, says, he gave me this piece of paper with these numbers written out on it. He said he overheard it might be where he's being kept, but I don't know. It's a phone number. Maybe it's an address. He slides the piece of paper over to the detectives, which has the coordinates that Trent had written on it for him. And the first detective compares the paper with a photograph of a tree. And he says,
No, this doesn't match. This is a tree.
no, this doesn't match at all. These coordinates match the message that was left behind at the landfill in Minot, North Dakota,
Someone found the tree.
along with a cry for help. Now, the problem is these coordinates lead nowhere, says the second detective. Just a random plot in the desert. We're not getting anything on satellite either for miles. He turns to the first detective, who again kind of adjusts his cuffs and says, let's use a pattern. We'll get a perimeter of the area and see if we can't find something we're not picking up out here. We've got at least 3 missing people being forced to commit crimes against their will, and I'd wager there might be more. This is bigger than the tri-state at this point. The FBI is sending in reinforcements. We'll canvass the desert with choppers and see if there isn't some compound or bunker these people are being held in against their will. Edgar looks up from his meal, having not really paid attention to the conversation before this point, and he says, whoa, hey, what about me? I get to go free, right, for cooperating? As promised, the charges against you will be dropped and your remaining sentence will be commuted. However, because you don't know yet what kind of threat we're dealing with, we're gonna have to keep you under police custody until we can guarantee your safety. Ah, man, that sounds like I'm still in jail. The more formal detective says, it'll feel a lot less like jail when you see your new apartment. You're going to be relocated to the West Coast for the time being. Oh, hell yeah! Man, I own Trent big for this one. The two detectives look at each other, and the local detective, dressed in blue, says, in the meantime, if you can think of anything else, we'll be in touch. I'm Officer Miller, Department of Public Safety. The first detective, dressed in a black suit, says, and I'm Agent Lee, Federal Bureau of Investigations. Reach out if there's anything more you need to tell us. Edgar just kind of nods, wiping his fingers on one of those really weak McDonald's napkins as he sets about the hamburger that he was so excited to enjoy. The two detectives stand and they go to leave. As they exit the room, you get to see across the hall through single-sided glass that there's a woman cuffed to the table who's been treated for mild burns, and the paper hanging next to her doorway identifies her as inmate 341-277 Marnie Matisse.
That's Marty's number!
Ah! And we return now.
Somebody take a screenshot.
I don't have my Mac anymore. Somebody else has to do it.
You can still do it, Kane. It's Shift,
What is it?
Windows key S, as Kevin taught me when I complained about it.
Well, damn.
Yeah, it's a lifesaver. Except when it randomly switches off and refuses to activate for the rest of the day on my computer.
I really love the glass effect. That, like, I don't know who started that. That's brilliant.
I don't know who did the glass and who did the grimace.
I started
I did
drawing.
Another level.
Kane did Grimace, I presume. I've only done the glass. Starting to, I pictured Grimace shoving his face into it, and the glass is beginning to crack, and the agents were like quietly rushing along to deal with it.
Here it comes.
But unfortunately, it seems Chickadee or whatever her name is has forced her hand through.
She has.
They've got the Five Nights at Freddy's situation.
Oh no.
Drew.
Edgar!
Don't let him snitch!
You're not going to tell on us, are you, Edgar?
Remember what we said would happen to you, Edgar?
Oh my lord.
I already got the Hamburglar. 3 counts of breaking and entering. Among other things.
You got your
Oh.
right?
Okay.
Among other things is as much as I needed to hear.
You remember what happened to the Hamburglar when he snitched for less time?
Remember how history remembers him?
Still haven't found all the pieces, have they?
Oh god.
Oh
I
no.
doubt they will.
Oh. I don't like this reality. Carmine, what was going through your mind when you were sent to tell Kara that her loved one was being eliminated? That you got her loved one eliminated.
What was going through my mind? Oh no, I have to go tell this woman that her loved one has been eliminated.
Well, conveniently for you, she seemed to have figured it out herself and left behind just a single word, Cryptobite. Does that mean anything to you?
No, it means nothing to me.
Have you ever considered that you're so caught up playing mind puzzles that you've lost sight of why you're here, Doctor?
Not even once, Jesse. Not even once has that occurred to me.
Josephine, is there a rising tension among the crew and contestants with those around you breaking the mold?
Are we talking about Nia? Because, yeah, I think that's one case of it. She's just the most obvious. We're all feeling what we're feeling right now, and it's a lot. I'm worried about it.
So
No one's
you
supposed to have...
worry- Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
Take-
please.
So you do worry that someone else's actions could result in the elimination of your loved one.
We've already done so much. I just don't want this to be for nothing.
And then there's Raptor.
Yeah.
Who was Raptor to you, Josephine?
Raptor was my dealer when I came back from overseas. It was a pretty rough 3 months. He was not a very nice guy, and I haven't thought about him since yesterday.
So, weird coincidence or intentional?
It's not the hardest thing that the producers finagled, hit us with. I'm sure it was all part of his plan.
So how'd it make you feel, seeing him again?
Pretty damn good, because I didn't need that guy, and I'm doing much better than he is.
Colonel, the last challenge should have been right up your alley, yet you seem the least interested to participate when it comes to matters of judgment.
Oh, that's an incredibly condescending and, I would say, knowingly foolish question that has been written for you, Jesse. Please confess to me. These are written for you, yes?
He kind of turns over his paper to show you that they've been pre-written and printed for him. And he'll
Good,
say,
so I'm not personally insulting yourself, a man in a similar situation as me, when I say these questions have time immemorial been dumb as shit and purposefully obtuse. Of course I'm not. I am a lawyer, and these conditions we have been put in is like one of those Saw movies, but for cheesy morality dramas.
and yet you feel more comfortable leaving the judgment in the hands of your Save Me peers who have no formal education on law or ethics.
He pauses a bit and says, I suppose it is a bit of cowardice on my part. That much has been exposed to the world. But I suppose at my age, incapable of doing much more. I simply leave those matters as much up to fate, whether it be the deciding forces of those who think they know better, or as irrelevant as a court that I am not a part of. But I have intervened when I thought what I could accomplish could do good, like the decision with that prisoner Marnie, who I hope and pray has escaped due to the machinations of myself and the impressive Samuel. Schnurt.
Every time. Trent, you, reconnoitered with an old friend, roommate, Edgar. Who is Edgar to you?
Yeah, Eddie. We grew up together.
You, seem to let the Colonel and Samuel make most of the decisions during the last challenge. How do you feel about the woman you all sentenced to her death?
We did what?
Trent, one of the buses exploded.
Shit, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
As soon as we had a split up and I was, with the Colonel, nothing else really mattered.
Okay, I'm going to read the next question. You appear to be along for the ride. When do you anticipate you'll need to make your strategic move to stay in this game?
Can't really ask a lion that. They just know when to pounce. Right now I'm waiting in the grass.
Don't you want to save your loved one? Don't you think you deserve that more than your competitors?
Well, one of them's a kid, so it's kind of hard to say that I deserve it. I do want it, though.
Oh. Samuel, the local paper wrote a story this morning about an unidentified body pulled out of the wreckage of a bus. Not willing to comment at this time about the nature of the crime, though surely it'll never be linked back to you. How are you feeling following these events?
Like God has a plan for all of us, Jesse.
Are you finally willing to cooperate with your fellow contestants?
I already have.
But do you think that will continue to be the case as the next set of ratings looms around the corner?
Oh, it really depends what kind of machinations are brought against us in the upcoming trials with which the producer creates.
What do you think will happen when everyone's taken their X and people start to realize the threat of receiving their third and final X?
Well, I suppose people get desperate when they get backed into a corner, so I assume things will start kicking off.
I guess we'll just have to see. Jesse goes to stand, as he normally does when these things conclude. But as he does... Oh, I've forgotten to open the sheet. Hold on. Not great. Also, I don't think I've ever written burglary appropriately a day in my life. He attempts to use his body to block the camera. As you know now, you don't have a body camera on when you're in confessional. And he tries to slip you a note with a -1 burglary roll.
He throws it at your face.
Yeah, you get it. It's just he's not the best sleight of hand.
Will you go out with me?
A
Yes,
note
no.
spills out of his hand like the gun spilled out of the Joker's hand in the fucking film.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! So he hands it to you. It's just not nearly as discreet as he was hoping.
Okay.
And he leaves. He goes to leave.
What's the note say?
On the note, it says, stop. It says, the north end of the property, the third shack. Meet me there.
Okay. I guess I'll go do that. Unless there's a time specified.
Nope.
I'll get up and go to the north part of the garage.
All right. We'll follow Sam into the garage. Jesse leaves. Oh, wow. Every time we
Everyone
come
is
back-
here.
Every time we come back to this, I never know what's
As I'm
happening.
going here, I'm yawning it like a dad as loud as I can for everyone else to hear me.
Ooh.
You know.
So,
Is that something we could notice for or no?
uh,
I don't actually do that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Sometimes you try to get caught.
that's straight, valid point. he
It was
made.
really on the line. I was debating whether or not.
I will. I had a thought of doing something like that. How about let's
Do a real loud fart.
Stop.
Samuel's walking along.
That was
and
my chair.
lifts his leg and rips a chainsaw out.
how about I accidentally knock over a vase or some stupid contrived thing they put in the mansion.
Probably got a big.
Brian,
fancy-
tell me that wasn't my grandmother's vase, Brian.
Something they set up specifically so that the Big Brother house could have an argument about it if someone knocked it over.
Yeah. Bro,
Sure.
David, did you do that?
somebody totally knocked this vase over. All right, we're
Dude, you
gonna have
got
a
the
family
crane
meeting
shot?
until somebody admits to it. We're gonna have a meeting.
So,
Notice for that or
yeah. Notice, see how accessible this object you want is. All right, you made a vase if that's what you want.
yeah,
It's apparated into your hands, so you may smash it.
smashing it. I'll kind of bump into it. Whoops.
Oops. All
And
right.
I'll trick everybody into thinking I actually did bump into it.
Ah.
Cameras, I guess.
Good. Valid. The cameras believe that Sam did not perform a dark ritual to summon the pot.
Whoa. Oh, shit.
I think it.
Well.
I think it
Hey,
does
Sam.
seem in character for the colonel to immediately rush to a loud sound of something breaking.
Yeah.
Is everyone okay in here? Oh,
Where did... sorry, I'm looking... Dave, I didn't delete your icon. Where'd it go?
I did because it was in the van,
Oh.
but
alright.
I'll pull him back out.
Okay. Continue.
I was going to continue on to where I was going, but look kind of cagey about doing it
Oh.
purposefully.
So,
I'll just follow him.
No, it's fine. I'll clean it up. And I'm gonna go get a broom and sweep this up.
Oh my gosh. Josephine's too pure.
She doesn't know what's happening. She showed up too late. She just sees glass and people walking away from it.
Hold on. Oops, that's not how you open a token. What's wrong with me? I
Ghost
will give
token?
you a fate point for compelling yourself on perfectionist to stay.
Yeah, that's fine. Gotta get everything straight. Race
Remember,
me some
was
better
there-
than this. Go ahead.
Was there a rest at any point? What
Yes,
time
we-
is this?
This is late-ish at night. This is about 8 or 9 p.m. It's after sunset, so
Oh, okay.
you guys have probably not rested yet, but you're about to.
Oh, right.
Carmine, are you also?
I'm gonna hang back. I will notice that they're going somewhere, but I'm not gonna.
All right.
I'm not gonna go with. Oh, too big.
I can't compel your perfectionism, so
Shit. Well,
you just have to grab ass, I guess.
quit grab assing back there.
All right. So, let's just take you guys out front. You guys follow. Well, you don't really see Jesse anymore, but you follow the instructions you were given that take you. Nope, not. Oh, there we go. That take you to the far north end of the property. It's a ways to walk at night, and without any lights past the first, I don't know, 100 feet of the complex, it gets pretty dark quick, but you got the moon to keep you going.
Did Trent hang back, or is he going?
Oh yeah, Trent. Did you want to be a part of this? Did you notice for it? Are you coming? Are you going? What do you want to do?
I'll roll a notice. I don't have.
Oh, you don't actually have to roll a notice. No one else did.
No. We'll see.
Okay. It's for her decision, not anybody else's. 3
I
notice.
think that makes sense for Trent. I think Trent could sleep through some shit getting smashed. I think it's important he knows
Yeah.
that it's significant.
Slept through a tornado destroying half of his house once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trent got
I
picked
think-
up. He was sleeping on a floor mattress. He got picked up and put in the next state, and he slept through it.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, so Trent's gonna run along and he's gonna be like, hey, where you guys going?
Oh, hello there, Trent. Samuel just had a little accident with a light fixture.
Oh, I would try to be ahead of them because I wouldn't want it to look like I was specifically bringing them. I'd try to walk ahead of these two so it didn't look like I was like, but I wanted to tip them off that they were coming, or that they would know that I was going somewhere.
I say all that anyway because the Colonel.
Did
That's
not
all still true.
intuit any of that.
It's all still true for me.
Yeah, Trent's gonna be like, oh, so he's just walking away now?
Yes,
Hit and run?
I start walking away.
Oh, shit. And Trent's just gonna jog up alongside you and keep walking.
Sam, you find the sorry, my music is incredibly quiet. How's the volume for everybody else?
Very quiet.
Quiet.
This game.
Oh, I haven't been hearing it.
Yeah,
Quiet.
I've
It's
been
just
fucking with
super-
my music volume. What's great is that music used to just always be at the top of settings, and now they hit it every single time under a sub menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
What-
great.
It has one item in it, and that kills me. Like, you can't do that. I'm sorry, I
There's one
started
thing.
screaming that, and I realized I was muted. And then I had to come back and say it a second time. I was so angry.
All right. Well, there we go. So you eventually find the aforementioned shack, Sam. And as you, what do? You come up on it.
Walk in.
You walk in. You see that it's pretty much empty, save for just Jesse here, who is kind of sitting on a crate, and he stands as you arrive. And he says, "Sorry, that was a rough delivery. I haven't done much like that before."
Sure. I mean, no skin off my nose.
Sorry, that was sudden. Look, I didn't have another way to get you here that would be as discreet. I figured going through the confessionals, it was probably the only time you'd be unmiked and that we could get you out of there quickly. We don't have much time.
Much time. About what?
I mean, before people notice that we're gone, but that's something else entirely. Look, I wanted to talk to you because I don't really know who to trust, but I think I know who the producer is.
All right.
It's
Who
me.
is it's at this point, Colonel and Trent, you guys have caught up, obviously, with
Yeah.
where Sam was going.
Okay.
What's your notice roll here, Colonel? Just to hear.
Since we're trudging along to catch Jesse's words in advance before I show up and make my presence known to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just here. He's just collected Sam. So there might be something to discretion here.
Yeah, you hear him in advance. You hear him talking about he thinks he knows who the producer is.
I'm gonna hold up my hand to stop Trent and slow down my pace and just action. He does a little old man jog and action hides flanked up against the wall.
Yeah, Trent's gonna follow suit.
I feel like I have to make you roll a stealth just to see how quiet you are.
Okay.
We don't have to.
I feel like I am compelled to observe a fate point.
We don't have to do that.
No stealth.
Woohoo!
All right, Trent, you trip a little bit.
I think Trent throws himself too hard against the wall, and so that they can hear it.
That depends on Jesse's notice. I might say
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
Trent's
Oh,
phone. and he's
fuck!
like,
Oh,
oh my
yeah,
god,
this is-
Jesse's the producer.
I can't win. Jesse notices the thud, and he looks at you, Sam. He says, "Are you followed?"
I don't think so.
Hmm? He, I feel like this mechanically, he believes you, so he'll kind of, roll his head, and he'll say, this place is fucking falling apart.
Yeah, it is quite a dump of a location. Anyway, you were telling me about who the producer is, Jesse?
Okay. So since we got here, and I mean we, the crew, not the participants, you guys came after we did. We were here for maybe a month and a half, getting everything ready before you. Kara and I have been working together since we arrived to try to figure out who it was, and she's been taking notes, but I couldn't find them anywhere on her computer. And who was there? Snooping around when I arrived? It was Carmine. He does something, and she conveniently goes missing. She gets eliminated. The one person who's been trying to figure this out alongside me.
Alright. So, let me get this straight. You think that the doctor is the producer?
It's the perfect alibi. As a contestant. We've proven time and time again the producer can do anything within these walls. What's paying one more person to act sick? Like Squid Game.
Trying to empathy, but I don't have any.
I was going to really juice a roll if I happen to roll positive, but I got a bad start, so I don't know how much I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Pretty pissed that I hung out back at the compound. I was just joking. Carmine's actually here.
Yeah, you saw that you saw your name mentioned in guild chat, and so you find a way to magically
get
show
that,
up to a
maybe.
scene.
I'm fucking watering the dust garden around the
Crazy's
corner.
there.
Oh, I was just getting back from a quest. Oh, what are you guys talking about?
Crazy. That's nuts.
I just got back from defeating the Nightmare Court. You guys talking about me?
You guys talking about me?
Speck of Sparkfly fan.
I just had an itching behind my ears that maybe you guys were talking shit, and now I'm here suddenly. So
My empathy could sense you were talking about me.
My,
Sophia
was
Black
ramping.
Raven smiles.
my fucking jaguar that can read minds told me.
I'm an RPer, so I can't let anything hang. So I have to show up immediately as soon as something comes up.
I don't
God forbid
trust
I
that
build
this is-
anything.
Yeah, I don't trust this is gonna be a satisfying story arc between the five of us. So we need to hit this right now.
We need to cut down this possible plot thread beyond us eating cookies for 2 weeks. As soon as possible.
I know you're still digging the hole for this landmine. I'm just gonna punch it while you're still holding it.
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna blame you for it exploding. So, and then I'm gonna want to retcon the whole thing because it makes me uncomfortable.
RP sounds great.
Yeah, I don't like how Sean reacted to what my character just said. So we're actually gonna know what happened.
All right.
Oh fuck! All three of you get passion behind Jesse's conviction. as
Oh yeah,
he's
no
explaining
shit.
His,
Sam, Sam, you used all your fate points, right? We had to kind of squeeze you for that challenge.
My fate points are all gone.
Oh god damn it! Because you had an actual
I used all
positive
3.
empathy. You might have been able to use all your criminal aspects to sniff out if he was lying. I don't think I
Yep.
have a good enough starting roll. I don't know if 4 is gonna do it, given that Jesse's been a mastermind the last time I tried to read him.
Depends how many fate points you have, and also how many aspects pertain to what you think you. I don't know if all of your
I think I have
aspects
the aspect that I'm supposed to sniff out criminals and the
What's your
innocent and
empathy?
guilty. What? Empathy's a
Your
1.
Oh, I guess that's not worth re-rolling anyway then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a strong start. Yeah. I only have 2 fate points, so unless
Unless
don't do that, Dave. Unless I take a compel to get in there, and then I'll have 3 fate points.
that is, if you want to compel yourself to get involved on.
I guess you're the DM. It'd make more sense if you tell me.
Okay, let me take a look at your sheet here. I mean, you can absolutely pitch me things. It's
It sounded like you were about to say it, and I interrupted you. I'll say it then. Probably, for all are innocent until proven guilty.
sure.
That works.
He
That's
will,
good to me.
having been made anyway, his wispy brow will furrow, and he'll stomp in and cast an unintimidating silhouette in the doorway and point.
Jesse will reel back.
You!
You are followed.
Colonel, how you doing?
That's right. I sneakily followed you after you accidentally caught my attention knocking that fixture over, and now I have been spying. All unbeknownst to y'all.
Whatever, it's fine. Look. How much did you hear?
I heard enough to... Yeah? Oh,
Oh, I was
Trent
gonna say,
genuinely
Trent-
interrupts me.
Yeah. Trent pops out and he says, "We heard everything."
Jesse
Hell
throws
yeah.
her hands up.
We heard everything, yo.
Yeah.
Going down.
We know about the secret car. Why would you try that?
Jesse throws his hands up. in exasperation. What's this logic roll for, by the way, Sean, my man? Before we move past
I was just doing a general one to see if what he was saying really matches up, like the story, like
it. Logically, yeah. I mean, if you consider it from his perspective with the 3, every single time something has kind of gone wrong so far, it's happened around Carmine. Especially involving Kara and Kara's elimination. It was Carmine who got caught. It was Carmine who gave her the phone. It was Carmine who was snooping around and found stuff on her computer.
Okay.
And logically, it seems sound enough.
All right. That's all I want.
Yeah, continue.
No, you go ahead. That's all.
Jesse leans forward and he says, Samuel, I wanted to tell you alone.
Why?
Because I trust you to not go spouting misinformation until we have more proof. If we get caught, that's it. You all understand that, right? That's it.
There's not empathy, so he believes it.
Believe it. Yeah, you do believe it.
I'm going to adjust my lapel and turn to Samuel and say, Samuel, what do you consider more likely at this juncture? That it is the man with whom we have played and watched struggle over these decisions, a known doctor, or this fellow, whose reason for being here isn't even explicitly clear, and as
What?
I'm told, has been evaded in the past.
Are you kidding me?
You deal in dishonesty yourself, Samuel. I want you to really look me in the eye as an equal in a different field, the equal and opposite to you. What do you think?
Well, if someone were gonna set this up, they would have had to have a lot of moving parts behind the scenes. We don't see Jesse all that often. Well, not often enough to keep tabs on him.
I am not on trial here, Jesse says, standing.
As the resident lawyer, I am declaring that you are. And I'd sort of like to, in a rare display of combining stats, try to gain this. You both have some provoke stats, right?
I believe so.
I would like to,
Yeah.
with that dialogue now, hopefully add a 1 from Sam, and I would like to ask Trent to guard the entrance
Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
while I cross-examine Jesse here.
Okay.
With his fists.
With a bucket of water.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
And this is to try to create advantage against Jesse's will.
Right.
Do I hear Sean clicking his teeth? Is that a problem?
Nope.
Okay.
Plus 2 provoke.
Yes.
Woo!
Woo, shit. Alright, against Jesse's will?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And my rolls are just
Still style, though.
Guys, we're
Yeah.
fighting an uphill battle.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you forgot a stunt when he loses a roll, he wins.
Every single time with no cooldown.
That's right. No cooldown on that.
Alright, so this is to create an advantage, you said?
Yes.
Yes. It is created.
Let's call it on the stand. Or on trial.
Jesse, Jesse has become incredibly defensive as Trent, a much larger man, blocks the door as he is metaphorically and physically on the stand.
Your stand is creating an entire courtroom wherever you want to with this ability. Nice within it.
My stand, Trent, is guarding the door.
All right.
Fiery snake.
I put my hands in my
encircled.
pockets and a fucking mechanic emerges in a ghostly form and points at Jesse.
A car falls from the sky.
Yeah.
So I guess this is all that I can build up unless everyone help me create this advantage. There's probably no more opportunities. I'll just try to cast my line. Going to start thumbing my suspenders and walking around and say, now, Jesse, I just for myself, just for my own posterity, want to really stand and judge you. Are you pointing the finger toward Carmine out of a genuine concern? And then there's a little glint in my eye. Or are you trying to redirect suspicion away because you know something more important than that? Pshing! I'm gonna add one free invoke in advance, and we'll see what. Oh my God!
What the fuck? Is that real?
Or
Is that real?
I crit
Yeah.
failed at a big moment. It
Oh
finally
my-
happened in Fate.
His fucking pants split open.
How?
So
Oh,
Jesse smiles. I would never.
I would never.
Who, me?
Jesse opens up the producer laptop and is already like typing
He's got a
in.
t-shirt on that
Who, me?
says Crypto Bite.
Turret
fucking
rises up.
Rem writes my name in the death note.
Everyone, the shitty guy.
Oh. Well, I
Um,
do technically need to roll against it. So
Technically, you do. I doubt he
Technically,
can
that's true.
mathematically fail against me. I have
Jesus
suspicions
Christ.
about him.
let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, I'm gonna fate point reroll because it couldn't get worse.
Okay.
I'll start with for all are innocent until proven guilty. And I'm gonna reroll it. Okay, that's on the level.
Better.
All right. You look across at Jesse, who seems completely level and even, and he looks at you, though definitely unhinged by the sudden turn of events that he thought was going to be him expressing to one person, not on trial to three. He says,
I'm
Carmine?
gonna fate point it again.
All right. He
And
looks
I
at you.
do
Level.
my usual one that I usually do. I have a keen eye for details.
All right. I'll tell you, with this, success with style,
Oh,
he looks at you.
you could have
he
said
said-
success before.
You understand implicitly that he's not trying to trick you when he says he feels. Well, he's going to continue to elaborate. He says, Carmine is the only one so far who's had connection to all these people. Doesn't it make some modicum of sense that we would point at everyone else but, oh, the poor victims of the people playing the game? It's the perfect cover. He was involved. He was the one who got Kara's loved one eliminated, and she was the only one, besides from me, really trying to break us out of here. And we were careful. I mean, between me, her, Prad, and Sam, probably the smartest four. Aside from, obviously, yourself, Colonel, and the doctor. And Sam, I mean, you're brilliant, obviously. I meant in the
Love
crew.
you.
Sorry, Trent.
Trent just, still looking out, puts up a middle finger.
I'm not
I,
trying to cast suspicion away from myself. I'm trying to make some sense of this because my friend is missing. Just gone. And the only person who had access to her computer before me was Carmine.
He'll turn his squinty gaze away and look to Sam and say, I believe him. I don't believe that it's Carmine, but I do feel as an investigator, that's the only next place I can turn. It's not him.
Thank you.
Be quiet.
Would there be any merit in investigating this matter further with Carmine, I wonder?
Well,
Whatever you do, you have to be careful. Okay? That's the whole point of why I just wanted to talk to Sam. Say that Carmine is the producer. Then what? First of all, he's probably noticed all
hey Jesse,
4 of us are gone.
quiet. The adults are. That's an 8 provoke.
Oh,
God damn!
Jesus, alright.
He will turn and say, the adults are talking now, Jesse. I will have order in the court.
Jesse, he turns up his chin and he shuts up proudly.
I'll turn back to Samuel and say, it's true that while I have taken him at his word as an improving man, he's gone places we haven't seen. It could be circumstantial, as it so often is, or it could be suspicious. I think we should perform the same upon him.
Sam was kind of looking at the ceiling. He pulls the toothpick out of the side of the corner of his mouth with a forefinger and thumb. Well, there could be something to the challenges as well. Something that ties back. I remember when we first came here, the whole thing with the hospitals. I wonder if there's something to that. You know, some link.
Well, God above help me. Perhaps we should treat it like a... I don't know if you've ever been a part of these old-fashioned investigation and compare our notes.
Well, I've been on the other side of investigations, but not really a part of them myself. Suppose I could lend what I can in that regard and play the other side of the fence, but it sounds like you're going to be heading this up yourself, Colonel.
You'll have to see how the sausage is made then.
Like Jesse says, I'm not sure when exactly it is we should be doing this, or where. Seems like there's cameras. Actually, Jesse, you know better than anybody else. Is there any other time or place besides, well, right now, where we could utilize a lack of cameras and microphones?
The only thing I knew was that Kara could make power outages in her office. I have no idea how to do that, but she did, so I'm sure that if you're careful, someone could figure it out. We're already running a huge risk right now by so many of us being missing without cameras on. And I'm probably going to have to answer for that. So, I'll think of something.
The minute blackout she offered us ain't enough. I'm gonna figure out something else. And I'm gonna start... Yeah?
Doesn't Trent have some sort of prowess with turning the lights off, at least?
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I did that before, right?
Yes.
Well, it might be a bit more crude than what Kara could cook up, but hell, it might last longer. You might be taking a dive for it, though, Trent.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, I'm not sure who else is gonna be able to be up to it, buddy.
Trent, what choice do we have? We have to get out of here. This is insane. The rules could change over and over again until no one walks out of here with their loved one.
So we know exactly where everybody else is?
Right now?
Yeah. If you want me to turn off the lights, where do we pick everybody up?
I wouldn't say we do it just yet, but if we need someone to do it, you're probably gonna be the one doing it, Trent.
Yeah. I'll do it then.
I don't know, figure out a signal or something between you all. I need to head back.
Alright. Oh, Jesse, do you have any idea what the next challenge is? Maybe we could use that at some point.
Tomorrow. As far as I understand, you're going into the city, you're going to be traveling and disarming a bomb.
Do you have any idea how the transmissions work in the car that we'll be in? That could be a point where we could do this.
Me? No, but... I mean, you're standing next to the guy who's going to turn the lights off, right?
True. Trent, if you were a theoretical electro engineer type person, whatever you'd call that.
Handyman.
Sure. How would you go about rigging up a system that collects data from inside of a car in terms of video feed and microphone?
Well, there's... I mean, is there something that it's saving to? The car? Just take that out.
I guess this would require you actually taking a look at the car itself. I'm not sure if that's an option.
Yeah, not if the cameras are still going on, probably.
Maybe
well.
something else to consider.
Well, we'll figure something out. Run along now, Jesse. I guess we got all we need.
Jesse will squeeze between you all after being somewhat accosted, and he'll look, I guess, perturbed back at you all. Not entirely sure how he feels about the fact that the three of you know, but he will make a quick trip back to the garage.
Well, that's quite a revelation that we've stumbled upon, or a lack thereof, I guess.
It's crossing a name off the list.
You're sure it wasn't him, based on all that?
As much as I can apply my years reading people in court to it, beyond that, I'm not omniscient.
Yeah, suppose we'll keep an eye on him then. In the meantime, I guess we should head back.
Yes.
All right. You all head on back to the garage. Carmine and Josephine, have you been doing anything in particular while your fellows were out?
Beyond sleeping the glass, not really. Carmine, did you have anything?
Probably just being very vocal about where those guys are going.
She will just look at you firmly and say, I don't know what they're up to, but I'm sitting right here. We're so close to the end, or at least I'm hoping it, so I'm not going to throw away my son's life on whatever that is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm worried about. This is not the time to do something stupid.
And we won't.
Yeah.
I don't know. You all keep talking about the game and the rules. I just want to see the other side of it, really. I know that's selfish, but it's the truth.
No, it's not selfish. It's. I mean. I don't know. Maybe I'm in my head. Just after the whole thing with Kara. Just seems like a lot of big risks going on right now.
We're desperate. That's what desperate people do.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
I am now. Bring me that rubbish bin.
Yeah, he'll drag it over.
Yeah, she'll dump it. Just say, it was a nice face.
Yeah, shame it shattered into a million pieces.
Oh, you're really hurt, aren't you? She says, just looking at you, like, just like hits you on the shoulder, and looks around to see if anyone else is coming up at this point.
Unless you had anyone particular you want to summon, I mean, I might just have Jesse come back.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
After some time, after you've cleaned up everything appropriately, you see Jesse come back in, and without really giving you or Carmine any mind, he just very quickly diverts to go into a different room.
What, do we hurt his feelings?
Doesn't want to talk to us.
Okay, well, maybe the others will be close behind.
Hope so.
And you guys are free to come back however you so choose.
We walk by laughing and clapping each other on the shoulder, and referencing the in-jokes we came up with at the food court, and we're like each holding a pretzel bag.
Carmine, is that a Dave & Buster's hat? All of them have Dave & Buster's hats. Where is their Dave & Buster's?
Is there a Dave & Buster's on the property?
Oh man, that was you did good at those arcade games there, Trent. I think we'll be best friends for life.
I'm about to lose it, Carmine.
They had Guitar Hero.